Looking live here at downtown Oakland. From this view, not much has changed in Mayor Barbara Lee's first 100 days on the job, but new numbers on the ground show the city is moving toward improved public safety, while at the same time facing a new threat from President Trump. We are so happy to welcome, as we often do, Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee to the 9. Let's start with the successes, Mayor. Violent crime is down 29%, homicides down 21%, vehicle thefts down 45%. What's your biggest challenge right now?
Well, on crime, for example, the data speaks for itself, but still, we have a lot of work to do. People don't feel safe in many communities, and they don't believe that the numbers are coming down, and so we're working very hard to really make sure that our public safety strategy is working, and it is working. So that's a challenge, is to make sure people come together with us and understand what we're doing to make it happen, given the minimal resources and the budget issues that we have. But I have to tell you, working with the police department, Department of Violence Prevention, ceasefire, our human trafficking strategies, it's working, but we have a lot left to do.
I feel like you're almost, extending an ear and listening to the Oaklanders who say things are better but not good enough, while at the same time, with the other arm pushing President Trump away. He has made a number of threats to send the National Guard to your town. You've made it very clear in a number of ways you will not welcome those federal members. How do you square refusing help for what many see as a dire situation?
The help we need is help with our public safety strategy. We need help with our Department of Violence Prevention. We need help with workforce training. We need help with helping our young people with alternatives, and we need help with health care and housing, and making life better for everyone. Is the help
money? Is the help people? Because National Guard is ready to be here, next week.
We don't need federal intervention or military occupation, because you know what that's about. We know what it's about. It's about provoking chaos so that they can come in and militarize and occupy Oakland. We're not going to allow that. We have a large immigrant community. We know that our police officers will not cooperate with ICE, and we have to make sure that our immigrant community is protected. We need resources for legal services. Many young people aren't going for their health care, for their operations, because they're fearful. Their families are fearful. And so I know what this man is about. I know what this administration is. Remember, I served with him for 4 years when I was in Congress. The first 4 years, it was awful. I was sitting on the House of Representatives on the floor of Congress on January 6th. I know their potential, what they're up to. They're trying to dismantle our democracy. We know that. They're trying to establish an authoritarian government. We know that, and we have to push back on that. At the same time, we have to protect our community, our city, and make sure that everyone is safe. So it's a balancing act that we have to engage in. And let me tell you, we're working with all of our stakeholders to make sure we're working together in the event that takes place.
Let's talk about the state level. Governor Newsom deployed the CHP to Oakland before you took office. In the year those CHP officers were in the town, they recovered 3,000 stolen vehicles, made 1,800 arrests. Would you support a CHP deployment if it were offered?
We would have to talk with our police department and talk about what we needed, but absolutely, the CHP has been here. They've been helping, and we need to make sure that we are ready and prepared for any outside intervention. I considered the CHP not equivalent to the National Guard or to the military coming in occupying Oakland. I mean, we work collaboratively with our governor's office, with the CHP, to make sure that our public safety is what it should be for all of our city.
You talked about funding and public safety. Let's focus on police. There was a big sideshow in North Oakland just this past weekend. Residents there say it was the worst they'd seen. The police union said that officers' hands essentially were tied because there were only 16 vehicles available to respond to a scene that had hundreds of participants and spectators. What's the solution?
Yeah, that's not acceptable in terms of these sideshows. And let me just tell you, we are working very diligently to address sideshows. In fact, they had not been funded for over a year, sideshow patrols and responses. We were able to put back in the budget some resources to address sideshows.
But in Sunday's case, no arrest, only 6 vehicles seized.
Yeah, and the other part of this is we are short-staffed in terms of the police department.
Okay.
And so we have to make sure that we engage in our recruitment effort, our academies. We have 5 new academies on track. But we do have to be honest and transparent. We're doing everything we can do. They did seize about 100 cars. One of the biggest predictors.
100 cars over this past year.
Over this past year, yeah. But still, that's more than the prior year.
Okay.
And
works out to about 16 a month, 16 cars seized. There's sideshows almost every weekend. Can you see why Oaklanders are frustrated?
I'm frustrated and angry, too, about that. Because when you look at who's engaging in these sideshows, for the most part, people are coming into Oakland and then leaving. And so part of the strategy is we have to develop more infrastructure with our public works department in communities so that we prevent these cars from coming in. But also we have to make sure that they know, don't come into Oakland or we're going to prosecute you. We're going to tow your car and we're going to take action.
It was about a year ago.
Nobody is saying that this is what it should be in terms of public safety and sideshows or any other criminal activity that's taking place. But what's important is that we're working each and every day, and we're working to make things better.
OPD staffing down about 200 from the minimum recommended level. It was about a year ago that Governor Newsom said there is a perception that people can come to Oakland, do bad and dangerous things, and then get away without any issue. Are you, as mayor of Oakland, nervous that something will happen that will catch the president's attention and will spur him to take the National Guard action he's been threatening?
Well, that's what he's just waiting for. And so that's why we're very vigilant about our public safety strategies, because I'm not nervous, but I'm vigilant and working to make sure that we keep Oaklanders safe.
So what have you told the chief recently about improving public safety?
I've told the chief many things, and we're working together, first on recruitment. Secondly, we're looking at our overtime, how that is handled. We're talking about how to make sure that we retain our police officers. You know, some jurisdictions actually offer $75,000 signing bonus, the cost of living, the cost of housing.
Probably a lot calmer life on the job, let's be honest, right?
It's very complicated. But what people need to understand is that we're working each and every day. It's not like we're ducking and dodging the challenges that we have. We're doing everything we can do. We're working to make sure that we have our ambassadors. You know, we have security personnel who are non-sworn officers who are in neighborhoods through the business improvement districts helping out, and crime rates are coming down. But it's a lot more that we must do. You know, Measure NN, we had a ballot measure that required us to get to 700 police officers. That's what we're working on right now. We're working on these, as I said, these academies. I went to a lineup last week down at the police department at Eastmont Mall. I visited with the cadets, and it's a recruitment issue that we're all engaged in to try to recruit more police officers from our community who want to do community policing and who understand the community and who want to be here in Oakland. So it's all hands on deck.
It is, it is. They're telling me my time is up. I have to ask quickly, is it what you expected, the job of mayor?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Mayor Barbara Lee, once again joining us in studio. 100 days down, many more to go. I appreciate your time.
Nice being with you.
Thank you. Coming up here on Mornings on 2 to 9, Bay Area icon.